Hello and welcome. This is Lyrical, also known as Mommy, and today from HelloFresh we are going to make jammy fig and brie grilled cheese. Now, I've not had the brie cheese, so when I pulled it out of the wrapper, it has like a really hard coating on it, which we had to actually Google and find out if you could eat it. I took some of it off only because it's going to be a grilled cheese, and I can't imagine that waxy coating, which you can eat if you like it. I can't imagine that melting very well on bread. So I took off the top and the sides and just left some on the bottom to kind of hold it together. It's a really soft cheese. I've already cooked the mushrooms. It was with oil, salt, pepper, and rosemary that I chopped up, and I'm going to be adding that to our arugula salad. So it's going to be a sandwich with a salad and probably some habanero pickles on the side. So right now all I have to do is I'm going to put some butter on the bread and going to be grilling it and let the cheese melt. The hard part was done, which was cooking the mushrooms. Not the hard part. It said to cook it for 10 to 15 minutes. It kind of just barely made the 10-minute mark. So just keep an eye on them because they do cook and brown very quickly. They sent the bread in the box. It looks like some type of a wheat bread. Nice for grilling. I have my griddle warming up. I sprayed just a little bit of Pam on it just to make sure that the butter doesn't stick and burn. So after I put the butter on the bread, I'm going to be putting jam on one side and brie on the other. So I'm going to do just one at a time so you can see what I'm doing. Spread that butter out. Gave us cute little fig jam, fig preserves. Cute little jar. So it's just got to be spread between two sandwiches. I assume there's going to be leftover unless you like a really jammy sandwich. It's got little chunks in there. Maybe no leftovers. There we go. Kind of hard to get it out of that little tiny. It's got scalloped sides on it. Oh, there we go. So it just barely made the two sandwiches there. And that's just spreading it fairly thin across each one. All right. Then we're going to do the brie, which will be interesting. Like I said, it's pretty soft. It showed little chunks of the cheese, but there's like so much bread. I know I have to have half of it, so let's cut it in the middle. Kind of spread it out here. That hard stuff on the bottom is making it a little hard to cut. Let's spread it out a little bit. Not an easy way to do this. Hopefully the taste makes up for this little bit of hard time I'm having with the cheese. It's so soft, maybe I could spread it. I'm not quite sure. It might break up the bread. Trying to get some of those hard pieces off. Izzy. The baby just ate in the high chair and Izzy's cleaning up the high chair. There we go. Hopefully I don't have a big mess of cheese squirting out the side because I'm assuming I have to use all of this cheese. There we go. So if you're used to the Velveeta, kind of like just cutting a slice and throwing it on your bread, it's going to take a few minutes more than that, obviously. But I'm assuming it will be well worth the time and the effort. There we go. Now it's getting kind of melty now that it's set out for a few minutes. All right, let's try this out. Okay, now while that is cooking, I do have the arugula salad. I went ahead and cleaned it up and took some of the bigger stems out of the arugula leaves. And it's going to be 4 teaspoons of balsamic vinegar with a drizzle of oil. Now I do have one of those little shakers that you can make up, but I'm not sure if that would be easier. It probably would be, because I can't imagine it incorporating well into your salad without some type of a little help. At least I could shake it up some. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about right. And some salt and pepper. Right. All right, so let's see how our food is doing over here. I think it needs to be turned up just a touch. And I need to get the mushrooms off of here. This will go in the salad as well. As you can see, that was only less than 10 minutes. And they are pretty brown. Everything smells pretty good. We are going to be doing 2 other dinners today, because it's a Friday, and I found that if I wait and I'm working over the weekends, they don't get made and half of them go bad because I don't have time to do it all. So we're going to try to whip these all out in just a day, and I will have a lot of leftovers for my weekend. Okay, I'm starting to melt. The cheese doesn't look very melty. I guess we'll find out in a little bit. Oh, actually, I forgot I bought salad tongs. And it's red like the rest of my kitchen. There we go. It looks pretty good. I'm hoping that it tastes as good as it looks. And I don't have any salad bowls. Trying to make sure I get some mushrooms in there. And again, we have a lot of leftover vegetables. I don't think that's melted through yet. Oh, it's getting soft though. My pan doesn't seem to be getting as hot as it normally does. I have a griddle for a reason. Oh yeah, that one's getting nice and melty. I do like my grilled cheese crispy. Nothing like, it's already kind of gets a little mushy from being melted with butter.
Yeah.
If you don't get that crisp on it, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I like to, well, if nothing else, just make sure it melts through all the way, but I'm also using cheap American cheese usually.
Yeah, that melts in about 2 seconds. Yeah. Well, I assume with this soft cheese, it'll be okay. It'll melt through. I have never actually had any type of a preserve with my cheese when I'm eating it. Gotta have pickles. You want to try your salad?
Sure.
Hopefully I got enough dressing on there.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I've never had like cooked mushrooms in my salad before. It tastes really good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
Mm-hmm. Just adds another dimension to your food.
Yeah, I've had them raw in my salad before, but never cooked like that. That really makes it a lot better.
I know, it's amazing. So from now on, I guess whenever I make a salad, I'll have to toast some mushrooms real quick with some rosemary and olive oil. I'm really getting into roasting vegetables now. Like it's really changed my view because I've never been a vegetable eater. I'm just, if I do, it's the normal mashed potatoes, something that I'm comfortable with. But just with this learning experience, with learning about how to roast them, slice them, put a little olive oil, even if you just put olive oil, salt, and pepper, you have like a wonderful vegetable. It just really tastes good. And then just adding some of those fresh seasonings that they throw in, like the rosemary or the thyme, things like that, it really just seems to add just wonderful things to your salads and your foods. And my burning brie cheese. Oh, look at that. We'll have to cut those in half. Got to get them off the pan though. Ta-da! And look at that. That looks really good. My kitchen's a mess now. Sharp knife. Ooh, look at that. It's just melted away. It's way too hot to eat, I can tell you right now. Because that cheese is going to be really hot. But we can eat more salad.
Yeah.
I really thought when they put the mushrooms in there, I was like, oh, it's going to be like put mushrooms on your cheese sandwich.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think it's too hot. I'm anxious to taste it. I don't really smell the fig.
All right, I gotta try this out here.
It's hot. Be careful. You can burn your mouth. It's good. Like you can taste that little bit of a fig with the cheese. It's not a strong cheese. Like, like some of the cheeses you'll get like a strong flavor.
I thought they were going to go with something stronger than that. I'm not familiar with brie at all. I knew it was a cheese when you said it, and that's the limit of my knowledge. But being more mild can be a good thing. This is a good wheat bread, which comes out kind of sweet.
Yeah.
And then that fig is really, that's really present. Not overpowered at all. It's good.
I was a little worried because, like that little jar just barely went over the 2 slices of bread. And I was like, oh, maybe I didn't have enough. But That really is really, really, really good. I would do that. 2 thumbs up. I mean, that is such a nice lunch or a light dinner. It depends on how you wanted to do it. But that would, for me, for a dinner, that would be perfect as well. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Or if you have any comments, let me know. All right. Thank you and have a nice day.